Tuesday. I am so glad you're here. Can you believe that Thanksgiving is over already and we're in the Christmas holiday? I like to celebrate Christmas from the day after Thanksgiving until New Year's Eve. Sometimes our family has even started to decorate the weekend before Thanksgiving. It used to be part of our Thanksgiving tradition, our Thanksgiving weekend tradition, but life has gotten so busy, we've had to adjust some things, and so we've started doing it the weekend before in order to make the Thanksgiving weekend a little more relaxing and not so rushed. But either way, we are already in the Christmas season, and for me anyway, I love celebrating Christmas for the whole month, not just one day. I love focusing my attention on Christ and on what he did for us, and again, that relationship that we were talking about last week. But today we're not talking about Christmas. Today we're still talking about what we're thankful, grateful, and blessed for. And the thing that I wanted to focus on today was being able to write. God gave me, well, first off, I don't consider myself a writer at all. Never once. In fact, the thought that I am a writer actually just attests to God's sense of humor, because I would never in a million years have thought that that would be something that I would want to do or something that would bring me so much joy. But it does. So I always consider myself, or I always introduce myself as a Christ follower, a wife, a mother, then a writer, and now a podcaster, and also speaker. But I never once would have considered myself a writer. So the fact that God took something that I never even imagined or was even on my radar and has turned it into such a blessing in my life, again, all glory goes to God, and it just attests to his sense of humor. But today I want to talk about the blessing of writing. When I first started this writing journey with him, I thought that God was going to allow me to start writing full-time within 2 years, get rid of my other jobs. I'd write fiction only. I'd be traditionally published. Life would be great. I would have a wonderful schedule. I'd be able to balance everything. Yeah, that is not how it went at all. I actually am self-published. In the future, I might become traditionally published, which would be wonderful. Whatever God plans and whatever God has in store is perfect for me. Excuse me. But he started me out writing nonfiction. He started me out writing blogs and devotionals. He moved into compilation stories where I take other people's stories and I put them all together in a book. The miscarriage book, Hope During Heartache, where it's the death of children, the death of your children. That is one of them. Peace During the Pain. That's one all about cancer survivor stories, cancer stories of family members. And then there's also Marriage Matters, and that book is all about biblical marriage and how they all look different, but they all glorify God. And then I also have a Bible study out there, Caring for the Caregiver. So taking care of yourself while you're taking care of those that you love. But today I want to talk a little bit about my fiction. And I truly believe, everything that God does is for a reason. It has a purpose. It's part of our destiny if we allow him, if we surrender to him and do things his way. And I love the fact that God has allowed me the privilege of writing fiction. I love creating stories. I love bringing people back to God and pointing them back to him in a fun way where you're not being lectured, you're not being preached at, but you're just immersing yourself in the characters and in the lives of other people. And so the Redemption of Green Pine series, it actually started out being just a single book. And that single book was Journey Back Home. And it was supposed to just be a one-story standalone novel. And when I finished it, I realized that Holly, who was a secondary character in this book, really needed to tell her story. She needed to tell the why behind what she did. So as a result, the first book became, and that was Adventure's Invitation. And this one is all about Holly and her story and how she became the way that she was in order to help Jace in Journey Back Home. And it talks that last week we were talking about the fact that God blesses us and God allows things to happen in our lives so that we in turn can then encourage and bless other people. Well, that's kind of what this book is all about. It talks about the things that Holly had to go through and the character traits that she had to build within herself in order to then be able to help Jace in Journey Back Home. Now, in Journey Back Home, that's Jace's story. Well, then Trail to Forgiveness continues a couple hours after Journey Back Home ends. And I don't want to tell too much because I don't want to give away anything, so that you'll enjoy reading Adventure's invitation and Journey Back Home. But in Journey Back Home, you also meet a group of 4 in, Jace is a youth pastor, and 4 of his people, Addie, Wynn, Owen, and Zane, they're in the youth group. They're seniors. And Addie brings Wynn to her church. She invites her in. It's her best friend. And Wynn has a secret. Wynn just won't, she keeps things closed up and close to her chest. And she won't talk about her home life. And she won't talk about different things. And Holly actually becomes a mentor to Addie and Wynn. Well, when I was done with Trail to Forgiveness, I realized Wynn needed her own story. And so Road to Freedom, that's Wynn's story. And Wynn has a sister, Ariana. Yes, there's a lot of A names, and I apologize for that. I'll get better. But Wynn's sister, Ariana, she then, when at the end of this book, at the end of Road to Freedom, she needed her own story as well. How could 2 sisters raised in the same household be so different and turn out so differently? Well, Path to Grace, I don't have a copy of that book right now, but it is out and it's available for sale on Amazon. But Path to Grace is Ariana's story, and that's book 5. So there are things in these books that that I think can just help encourage people in their everyday, regular life. So if you like fiction, and if you like fiction that is close to real life, that has real life issues, real life topics, hard, deep topics, but also there's lighthearted things about them as well. I mean, it's not just all heavy. But if you like stories that are real to life, true life fiction, then I encourage you to pick up the Redemption to Green Pine series. Book 6 I'm writing right now. It's called Redemption Full Circle, and it ties it all together. It brings everybody in the community together, and I believe that it will tie up all of the loose ends for you, and there shouldn't be any more. But what about what happened to him, and what happened to her, and what happened here? I believe that it will all get tied in together, and I hope that it will be a blessing to you. So today I just wanted to talk about how fiction can encourage people in real life, how I'm grateful that God took something that I never thought that I would do as a career, and He has used it to fill me up and to bring me pleasure and happiness and joy. And it's just one more way that I can encourage people to live a life that points to God and that invites Him into every area of their life, and to build that relationship with Jesus instead of just have a religion. If you liked today's video, please hit the like button. If you would subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And click the bell, because again, you never know. I might do one not on a Tuesday. Have fun today. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your November, which is coming to an end very quickly. Head over to my website if you want to see the cover to Path to Grace, because it's up and over there and available. Otherwise, have a great day, and I will see you next Tuesday.